Good morning and welcome to ctor.in. Today I present the Result Computation software specially prepared for government model schools in Rajasthan which follow the CBSE pattern of evaluation. This workbook may be useful to any school following the CBSE pattern of examination. Before you begin to use this workbook, I strongly recommend you read all these points carefully and note down the passwords. Please take a fresh copy of this workbook from the site ctor.in because whenever I get some feedback from the users, I keep updating these workbooks. And if you use a workbook from any other source, you may not get an updated file. You may also find this video on the same website. So let's walk through the various sheets here and their functions. The very first sheet where you should enter is the data entry sheet and it is protected. You need to unprotect it using the password DKF, all small letters. This password is only to avoid accidental errors and I recommend you use your own password once you unprotect it. Now it's totally unprotected and you can enter anything over here. Begin with the name of the school, then the block, district, UDICE code, CBSE affiliation, all this, and then check whether the same subjects are being taught in your school, and if you need to make any changes, you may do so. This is the column for third language, and students may opt for different third languages, so you need to select for each student. Supposing the third language that you have in your school is not available over here, you can add to the list. If you write over here from this point to this point, the third languages will be added to the list automatically. Let me show you for example. You want to add Marathi. Now this will appear in the list. Here, Marathi. So in this way you can add an extra third language. Right. Then you look at the column headers. Let me zoom it a little. Periodic test is taken once in every term. So first term periodic test and second term periodic test. In the same way you have a final examination of the term, that is first term half yearly and second term annual exam. Notebook evaluation and subject enrichment. You can have it once, twice or maximum 5 times. If you want it only once, just enter the marks here. But if you want to do it more than once, just click on this plus symbol. You get 5 columns. This is the maximum number of times you can evaluate notebook. The same is the case with subject enrichment, and if you don't want them, then again click on the minus sign. The columns will be hidden. Now let us look into the maximum marks and the weightage marks. See, the weightage marks are as shown in this result sheet. Periodic test weightage is 10, notebooks 5, subject enrichment 5 and half yearly or annual whatever it is, it's 80, so that the total comes to 100. The term total comes to 100 and the annual total comes to 200. But the maximum marks can be changed. Here I want to test my students for periodic test out of 40 marks and the weightage is 10. And even if I conduct a test for 80 marks, the weightage will not change. It will remain the same. In the same way, notebook evaluation. I want it only once for 25 marks or I want it thrice for 555. That means 15 marks. Makes no difference. The weightage will remain the same. So it's up to you whether you want to test once or twice or even 5 times. So now the difference between maximum marks and weightage marks is very clear. Then coming to data entry. If you click on this column and look at the formula, it says that this data is being fetched from Shala Darpan sheet. Here it is, Shala Darpan sheet. If you already have your students' data on Chaladarpan, simply download the student record and copy it into this sheet without making any changes to any column headers. See, Shaladarpan has so many columns, and for exam we don't need all those columns. But no worry, because only the required fields will be carried forward to data entry and others will remain here for your ready reference in future. So just copy the entire data in one click and it will automatically be transferred to data entry sheet. And if you do not have your data on Shala Darpan sheet, you may enter here manually. If any student leaves his studies during the session, you need to make changes to this and write TC or NSO. NSO is applicable only for students of class 9th and higher. For 6th, 7th, 8th, we do not strike the names of any students. Only TC will be applicable for these students. And once you mark it as TC, the student's name will be removed from roll and the result sheet or the result analysis will start showing one less student so that the teacher's result does not get affected. And if you forget to do this, the results will be calculated out of the maximum number of students and the teacher's percentage of result might get affected. Okay, after completing these details, please go to award list and take out the printouts of these award lists and give them to teachers so as to collect marks. The teachers need not have to write the students' names and roll numbers. They only will be entering the marks. Let's see the preview of this. It will be like this. For one subject, you need one sheet. These are all blank and will remain blank because you are using them just to collect data from subject teachers. And the entry of marks has to be done in the data entry sheet only. Okay, when the data has been entered into this sheet and when the entries are all completed, the results will be calculated automatically in this sheet, result sheet. This is the result calculation sheet. This is the result calculation sheet and you have the results here. In the data entry sheet, we also have attendance. You may write the attendance every month or you can have the accumulated attendance for the entire term or year. It's up to you. When all this is done, you can look at the result analysis sheet. It will give you the analysis, the subject wise and the category wise results over here. And please note that there are two kinds of categories. One is SC, ST, OBC general. That means every student has to fall in any one of these categories. The total will always match. And the second category is minority, CWSN, BPL. The totals will not match here because it's not necessary that every student falls into any one of these categories. Okay then, the last thing that we have here is the progress reports. You need not have to do anything. Simply take the printout of these and distribute to students. See, this is how the progress reports will appear. I have given the option of adding the photo of a student here. It's optional. If you want, you can insert a photo, and if you do not want, you can simply ignore it. Here I have added a photo. We can simply delete it. And if you want to add, what is the method? Click on this and go to insert a photo from the file, and you can take any photo and just I will insert my own photo and show you insert. So it will come here and you need to resize. There is lots of resizing. This is the way we insert photos. It's up to you. So we are done with this and we have a graph here. If you want, you can use it. Don't have to do anything. It takes data automatically and gives you the graph. The sheets that you need to work with are, the main sheet is data entry sheet and award list, so that you can give blank award list to the teachers. And Chala Darpan already have data on Chala Darpan. And for all these sheets, the password is simply three letters in small DKF, nothing else. And if you happen to delete any of the formulae accidentally, nothing to worry. Just go to row number 57, unhide it, and take the formula from here, copy, and then go back to cell number B6 and paste, and then drag. You will get back all the lost data. Thank you very much.